Inequality is at the root of the conflict in Cameroon. People feel excluded, they feel discriminated, and all those frustrations over the years have piled up.
Direction le Cameroun où depuis 1000 jours maintenant, une partie du pays, la partie anglophone de ce pays bilingue en rouge sur cette carte, connaît une insurrection armée lancée par des groupes sécessionnistes, des groupes qui ambitionnent de créer un nouveau pays, l'Ambazonie. Ces derniers mois, les combats frontaux ont fait place à une...
We have the crisis in the northwest and southwest, in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. Far north of the country, we have the Boko Haram insurgency, we have the post-electoral crisis, and then we have the refugee crisis in Cameroon. The crisis have now become an open conflict, violent conflict. The militarized masculinities have a negative impact on the community and also on the work for feminist peace.
Plus tard, nous voici dans l'autre province anglophone, celle du Nord-Ouest, dernier grand fief de groupes armés séparatistes.
Do you have all of them?
Yes, we have some of the news about the situation on the conflict.
Why is government avoiding open dialogue with real actors?
And the chief may be one of those actors to be included in a dialogue if you want to look for solutions for the crisis. He has witnessed some of these atrocities of this. I think he has to be one of those actors.
If we have a traditional leader like the chief who understands the work of feminist peace, I think it's a very good ally that we can build on. We have tried in other communities to reach out to the chief. No, it's not possible because of the tradition. But he is open to welcome anyone to make change happen.
Afternoon. You're all welcome to the palace.
Thank you.
We've been hearing your job, the work you are doing, the preaching for the peace, so we are very happy. My late father was a chief. When we were young, we thought that he was a very hard and a wicked person. The way our father brought us up is the same thing I saw in the army. All the malnutrition, everything they were doing to us in the military camp was a normal thing I saw when I was still a child in our palace. When I entered the army, they were very brutal, those soldiers. They enter the bar, they will behave otherwise, they beat people, drink, all the money get finished. So when they recruited the young Cameroonians, they thought that that was the behavior of a soldier. They copied those negative behavior. And that's what gave me a negative thought about the soldiers, that I wanted to regret why I entered there, but then I was already inside and I continue going with that.
Even the chief himself, he is a former gendarme. But the chief feels that if you want to use violence or the military response, it should be the last recourse. The chief is promoting dialogue as a solution to conflict.
Legitimate violence doesn't exist. The soldier and the gendarme, they have all the powers. If you do something wrong, the only thing is just to arrest you, carry you to their office for the investigation. There's no need beating on somebody. When you beat on somebody, you become wild. You change him, change his mentality. He becomes a rebel.
We cannot achieve our results if we don't have people like you. In that regard, we are really looking forward to your support, because if we do have your support, we are going to be able to have the support of other chiefs, which is very critical because the violence is happening in the communities. The traditional leaders are the custodians of the traditions. They are the representative of communities in charge of ensuring social cohesion and the good functioning of the community. When they speak, they are heard.
Once you are a chief, everybody look at you to show the example to his community. What I do is trying to see if there are possibilities to empower everybody, whether you are a girl or a boy. I always think of them. I want them to succeed in their life.
Militarization has a negative impact as far as the progress of these children here is concerned. The parents of these children are displaced. Some of the parents are dead. They are not going to school. Some of them have joined the separatists in the bush.
I have noticed psychological impact on my pupils. Those who have left the war zone to Melon, they don't really feel at ease. It affects the learning. Those internally displaced pupils, they really pick up from here because they found their base.
In this community, it's very different. The chief accommodates IDPs without knowing where they are coming from. Also, we have noted that in this chieftaincy, they have regular meetings to talk about the issues which are challenging the community.
Madam la Presidente, I present you my parlor, where I receive superior chiefs.
So you say this is your place and that's for
other chiefs.
Okay.
All the chairs in this house are thrown.
Okay.
They're for other chiefs.
Do women have a seat in here?
Mafo, like you can receive them here for special cases.
Yes.
But it's not regular.
And if you receive Mafo like me, where do I sit?
If we are the two of us,
yes,
you can sit nearer me on the throne here, or that way. If we are two of us here. But if there are other phones, you can still sit after all the phones have seated.
Okay. Yeah, everything is not perfect with the chief here. The way he speaks, I want to understand whether women's opinion are taken into account. But I'm very curious, Majesty. I'm curious to know, in the palace, so many people come to you for their issues, to have solutions. I'm sure there is conflict resolution mechanism in the palace. Just want to know whether in some of these mechanisms, women have a role to play.
A very important role, because sometimes men don't understand very well the problems of women. When they say sometimes problem of women, I would like a woman to chair.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so happy
to chair the meeting.
I'm very happy you are mentioning it, because women are going through a lot. And if those mechanisms do not have that in mind, that there are some things that women will never speak in front of another man, it will be very difficult. You would think that the problem is managed in the community, meanwhile it is not. Because I was very surprised to see that women are also part of these processes, which is very important, because for other chiefs in other communities, the woman has no role to play. Therefore, it's very important to bring men on board.
I have a lot of friends that I always tell them the importance of the women, what women can do. Some understand, some cannot understand, it's natural, but then I'm always talking to them. In my own little area, I will continue preaching to people, telling the people what Madame Sylvia has been telling, and maybe once in a time I can gather people, I invite her here to come and preach to them.
Now that is open to welcome us and ready to support us to link out to other chiefs. It means that we are going to have impact in different communities.
I'm a man of peace, and I like freedom, I like liberty. And that's what I'm marking, that she's preaching for that, and I appreciate that.